Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, B. How is
Good
it?
morning. Going good. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How is too?
He's getting better. He's getting better. All good though. All good.
Yeah.
We'll catch up a little bit afterward on him.
Okay. All right. So let's see who's in with us. We have Auntie Richetta saying, "Good morning, Butterfly and nephew. Good morning. Good morning, Auntie.
Morning,
Hope
Auntie.
all is well with." Yeah, y'all feed the ducks as we come on in and get it in on this Sunday morning. Brandon, so funny. I was in the war room and I was praying for the day but I thought it was Monday. So I was
Yeah.
I was praying some things that's supposed to happen tomorrow on today. And then I just started laughing because I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think yesterday was Saturday. So today is Sunday. So I was so happy that
Oh.
was the right prayer, but a little bit too early.
Had a whole extra day.
I had a whole extra day to contemplate and think on this and pray on it. So
I did something a little different with my coffee this morning. I put some collagen in there.
what?
I had some chocolate collagen that I put in there, and I kind of threw it in there so I could go ahead and run on this. So I made a little mess, but it tastes pretty good. It tastes like hot chocolate a little bit.
Yeah. I messed mine up. I didn't put it on. So I like mine strong, and I didn't put it on strong. I just turned it on and walked away, and so I put a little bit too much cream, thinking it was on strong, but it wasn't. So it's not bad though. It's coffee.
Just a little sweeter than normal, huh?
Yeah. So.
Well, welcome everybody. Who else we got in the chat? Has anybody else come in? Or?
See, some more people are in, but no one has. Miss Brenda Davis. I'm sorry, didn't pop up
Miss
here.
Brenda.
Miss Brenda says, "Great everything, everyone." Right back,
Miss Brenda.
Miss Brenda.
Miss Brenda, we got your body butter. Should I just give it to? Let me know if I should just give it. Oh yeah, Mike told me actually. He texted me a while ago and said that he had your funds, and so I'll just give him the butters, and then let me know how you like it. So I try to give that to him today. But welcome everybody. Oh yes,
I put some on my hair yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first time I put it on my hair. But I was like, you know what? So I ran out of the one that I typically would put on my hair. I was like, you know what? It's natural. I'm gonna try it. So it didn't do bad at all.
Cool. Yeah, I mean it's the same stuff your hair is made out of, your face and skin is made out of. So collagen, a lot of stuff, it's hair, skin, and nails, right? The stuff you need for hair and skin, it's the same stuff you need for your nails and vice versa. So I'm glad it was good. I put it on my head too.
Put it on your head.
I put it on my head too. But y'all, welcome to the show, y'all. Let's get right into it. We are reading through the book Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro on this In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly, over there, and then me, B, Brandon, her son. So hopefully you guys are ready to go for the day. Got your book. If you ain't, go get it. It's a great book. You need to support it. We're almost done here. Got about a month left, about 30 more to go.
Yeah.
Maybe more. No, a month or two, because we're going, about a month or two left. So December and January to finish out the book. We started in February in acknowledgement of Black History Month and of African American heritage, and haven't stopped since. So we're going to go all the way to February and then go from there. So a little bit more about this book, Daily Motivations for African American Success, will help you focus on the thoughts, deeds, and attitudes that will lead to the achievement of your true goals in 365 short, powerful motivations, one for each day of the year. Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover our own gifts and helps us. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to make sure I got this right. Helps us discover our own gifts to transcend labels, present, um, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. So each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year, but what it teaches will last you a lifetime. So, which one are we reading today, Mama?
Whatever, Brandon. December the 8th. Press on. The right one.
Okay, I'm asking. I know I got to check with you sometimes now.
Shoot. I was looking side-eyed because I thought, but it's right. Yeah, it's
That's
right.
right. All
Yeah.
right, cool. So
What I did
today,
was, if you
mhm.
if you if you guys want to know, so I stayed on target for today, and then tomorrow, because we've already did someone's at the door, we'll do the one that I skipped. Can you say thank you? All right.
Well, I know, sometimes you send prayers, Monday's prayers on Sunday. It's okay. I'm just messing with you. It's good. All right, y'all. So today's title is Press On for this December the 8th. Press On. And Willie Davis, the NFL Hall of Famer and entrepreneur, said, the road to success, excuse me, runs uphill.
That's what you get.
The road to success runs uphill. All I see is rounds because, I'm a fighter, so I see rounds.
No, that's what you get for picking on me. Whatever.
Okay.
The
Look at
round.
y'all. She's salty, y'all. Willie Davis said, the road to success runs uphill. Runs uphill. The road to success requires persistence. Little progress will be made if our first concern is to avoid disappointments. In spite of our discouraging past experiences, we need to try again. There's a story about the California gold rush that tells of two brothers who sold their possessions to prospect for gold. They discovered a vein of the shining ore, staked a claim, and proceeded to get down to the serious business of extracting the gold from that mine. At first, all went well, but then a strange thing happened. The vein of gold disappeared. They had come to the end of their rainbow, and the pot of gold was no longer there. The brothers continued to pick away, but without success. Finally, they gave up in disgust.
Mm.
They sold their equipment and claim rights for a few $100s and took the train back home. Meanwhile, the man who bought the claim hired an engineer to examine the rock strata of the mine. The engineer advised him to continue digging in the same spot where the former owners had left off, and 3 feet deeper. The new owner struck gold. So just think, a little more persistence, and the two brothers would have been millionaires. We cannot allow temporary setbacks to be a cause for disappointment. We must press on, press up, and press for success. And our affirmation for the day is persistence is my passage to reaching my goals. I will persist. Again, persistence is my passage to reaching my goals, and I will persist. Over to you, Mom.
So, Brandon, I'll start
Persistence.
with the title, Press On. And I looked this up just for the sake of trying to, play with it a little bit and get a different understanding. Because sometimes, again, you guys, we'll hear a word, speak a word, but never. I've heard that if you can't explain something in one sentence, that you may need to do more defining of it or studying of it. So, press on is a phrase verb that means to continue moving forward or doing something in a determined way, often despite problems, right? So I'll say often despite problems, situations, circumstances, how you're feeling, that you have a determined mindset, a goal, focus, a plan, right? So press on. Imagine that. Let that be your word today. Y'all, like, it's getting so precise until I'm telling you. So I was in my thoughts yesterday, as I mentioned, I was in my feelings and very emotional about something that I guess I should not be, right? But it brought all these things up in me, and so all these thoughts until yesterday I was like all in my head again. God, I'm thinking too much, like even down to the way I pray, when I pray, how I pray, if I'm doing it on time, that kind of thing. And then the life thing. I got up this morning and I have these little cards all around the house, like just little prayers or things like that all around. So I picked one up and it was exactly about that thing. How even it talked even down, I wish I should have brought it in here, down to the religion, like how I get in my head about the religion. And it brought me to tears because I feel God so close. And so the engineer, when Brandon got to the part about hire an engineer, y'all, we don't even have to hire God. He's right there. And he will tell you, keep going, my son, my daughter. But I'll be honest, the fact that my emotional state is gosh, ooh, I tell y'all this, is really about him being so close, about me feeling his presence so closely, right? And so I was quite, I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all this morning. I was totally in some kind of, I spoke with Brandon a little bit about it yesterday, but I needed someone. And I did call someone and they were able to share something with me that I had not thought about, right? So in my pressing, right? In my pressing on, no matter what it looks like, you guys, no matter what I wake up sometimes and feel like, right? It's like this, my gosh, God is here. Like he is here. And he's leaving these little reminders and big reminders. And so one thing this lady said to me yesterday, she said, maybe, just maybe, you've been so um you're so used to people not validating you, the world, that because it's happened and you didn't really ask for it, maybe you're just very emotional about it finally happening. And to a degree, I understand. But y'all, to bring it back to the show, we gotta press on no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like. And you got to know who your engineer is. But you don't have to go hire him. You just got to seek him in order to know, hey, keep going, keep going. I got you. I got you. And maybe perhaps I'll help one of you not feel afraid. And that sounds so crazy as I tried to explain my feelings to someone yesterday. Because I warned her, I said, this is going to sound so crazy. I'm just going to warn you right now. But the thought of just something just has come over me about God being so ever present in this time, something. And so I'm dealing with that. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to press on. So I stayed in the war room a little longer. I got up a little bit earlier. Got up 30 minutes earlier because I need some clarity. I need to know, where do I keep digging? Do I keep digging? Right? I need to, but I will press on. I will. I will. Um, the other thing is, little progress will be made if our first concern is to avoid disappointments. And I'm going to say, or failure, right? Because people are going to disappoint us. Life is going to be disappointing. And some of us are so afraid to fail that we won't even try. Some of us are so afraid to grow, right? To change that we won't even try to grow. We won't press on. We won't press on past that feeling, that emotion, that pain, that disappointment. We go, it's all the same. It's all the same. I was having a conversation, I'll turn it over to you, Brandon, with a young lady about dating again, right? And we were talking to it, got to the point where how does one move on past a relationship, a marriage exactly, that broke them, right? And as she was explaining some other things to me, she said, I just had someone kill someone that she knows, the couple, he killed his wife. She says, how do you go from love to that? And how do you trust that you won't find that? Right? So I just choose to just not do it, not get close to anyone in that way. Right? But that in a sense is afraid of being disappointed and living in the past. And get it. We all do it, me included, or have did it, right? But we must be persistent, you guys, in pressing on. We must. And that is a firm, right? A firm continence in a course of action in spite of. And it says difficulty or opposition. But you're going to press on. Your persistence says nothing's going to stop me. And you got to do it every day. You got to be disciplined in it. It has to become a habit for you to press on. So over to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Mom. You said a lot there. I think you pretty much said everything that I was thinking about. I was thinking what's the difference maker, right? What's the difference maker when people continue to press on despite the odds? And I'm not sure. I think it might be different for every person. Like you have to have something that fuels you beyond your fear. The opportunity and the goals that you pursue, for example, it's better to have loved and lost than have not loved at all, right? The prospect of a healthy and fruitful marriage is better, in my opinion, than the fear of being in a bad relationship. That's just is that fear, is the prospect or the opportunity of a good marriage that you can love and be loved and have children and have family, holidays and grow this family. Is that more important to you than you fear someone hurting your heart or breaking your heart, right? Because truth be told, we can get over these things, right? Our attachments are what cause us to suffer.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Are we too attached to the outcome that we're not willing to do our part to be better, right? So what are our attachments? Most of our pain come from some undue attachment. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be attached to your husband or your wife or your relationship or um, with a family member or something like that. But what I am saying is that everything has its proper place. And once it's not what it was, you either work on it or you go find another opportunity. I think inside of the story of the two brothers, they had just had to dig 3 more feet. But who knows? Maybe there was gold beneath their feet for 3 feet, but who knows? Maybe there was a good wife waiting for one or both of them back home. What's worth more, right? What are you running to? And are you more interested in running to your goals or away from your fears? Right. And I think there's a difference in the way that we run when we're running scared versus when we're running towards success. Are your strides harder when you're running scared? Are your strides harder and more firm when you're running towards your goals? Um, Another thing about the prospect of fear and about pressing on is the thought that most people who are successful have failed countless times.
Mm.
Imagine how many shots Michael Jordan has actually missed. I think you would be astounded to understand and to know that. How many successful business owners and CEOs failed prior to having success? Because oftentimes we see the success story. We see, oh man, they have such a great business. They have such a, great relationship with this person, but you don't see all the discussions that happen prior to this moment. You don't see the hardships that that couple has had to deal with that may have broken other people. But the ability to press on like a broken bone has fortified and made it stronger now that it has regrouped together. And of course, there's some things that are undeniable and that may not be able to be salvaged, right? And to certain extents. But these are extreme cases. The perseverance and the ability to have patience and to continue to press on oftentimes is a product of the person and their own determination. Now, in relationships, it does take two. You can't be trying to fill a broken glass. No matter how much you press it, you might break it. But understanding that the opportunity is still there. If you know you're in California, if you know that there's gold everywhere, everywhere, why not dig a little bit more, right? Why not press on for the prospect and the opportunity that is before you, that you've sacrificed so much for? It would be easier on you to press on and to continue in the direction that you're going than to turn back on the assumption that nothing is there for you. You don't know for sure if nothing's there for you, but you know for sure that failure is if you turn your back to the situation. You know that this mission is thwarted if you get on that train and head back home. You know that that mission is thwarted again if you sell the rights to the land that you, previous to this, had been striking gold. Are you so sure that you checked every nook and cranny? Are you so sure that all of your equipment is good and well? Are you so sure that even you're digging in the right spot on your land? Right? Have you crossed your T's and dotted your I's? Or was it easier for you to give up? Maybe you saw someone else having quicker success than you, and you thought, man, I'll never catch up, right? When everything that they have could be gone tomorrow, and your tomorrow could be filled with blessings and bounty and provision. But because you were keeping up with the Joneses, because you were watching someone else's, bucket fill up, you weren't able to put that same energy into yours. So oftentimes when we're looking around, we're putting energy into other places as opposed to our own, what we already have. Everybody's grass looks greener if you're not watering your own, right? If you're spending time traveling to the other sides of the mountain to look, see what their grass looks like compared to yours, you can come back and see yours isn't growing and think, man, I got a bad side of the mountain, when really you just haven't watered it. So again, weigh your outcomes. What is the prospect of success better to you and more fulfilling to you, and have holds more weight to you than the prospect of failing? Or do you fear your own failure more than your success? And some people, we were talking about this yesterday, Mom, they fear their own success. It's a self-sabotaging nature where they're so accustomed to the feeling of defeat, of hardship, of not being successful, of falling short of their goals, to where when they are successful or they succeed and they exceed their goals, they don't know how to process it. The feeling that they get in their stomach, they're like, what is this? And one of the things that I tell some of the young guys that fight, and let's say they're amateur, so they haven't done it a lot, they say, man, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I feel sick to my stomach. I got butterflies in my stomach and this, that, and third. I say, are you sure that that's nervousness? I mean, you've never really done this. This is maybe your first or second time. Are you so sure that what you feel right now is nervousness? And I say, maybe what you feel is excitement. and you've just never felt this much excitement.
Mm.
That's excitement that you feel. Many people still describe it as butterflies in their stomach. They feel giddy. They feel like, I don't know the outcome. And many people fear the unknown, but start to look at the unknown as possibility, as potential, as opportunity, as a way to forge a new path that isn't set in stone. To me, that's a prospect for success. To me, that's excitement, right? But to others who may not be familiar with that emotion, just don't know what to do with it, they may think that it's fear. They may think that it's anxiety. They may think that it is their nervousness. But that same energy has an absolute value. It can be negative or it can be positive. The only thing that can change the frame and perspective is your mind frame. What frame of mind are you in? How are you um, how are you picturing the situation that you're in? Are you creating a victim story? Are you creating a story of failure? Are you writing a book about the downfall of the main character being you in the narrative of your mind? Or are you believing in yourself? Are you writing are you the protagonist in your story? Are you creating success? Are you envisioning that happy ending, that successful ending? So we have this absolute value or this potential to either think our way into disease, think our way into anxiety and depression, or to think our way into success, to think our way into ease, and to think our way into reaching our goals. It's really up to us. And it sounds like mental gymnastics, but that's how you make things flip around. You have to convince yourself in the entire world and the entire perspective, your entire life experience is by majority what is between your eyes. So change what you think, change your thoughts. Could take captive, as you say, Mom, of every thought and bend it toward your success. Make the arc bend towards success, even if the arc is long. It may have some ups and downs, it may have some speed bumps, but just say, hey, maybe my road to success is a little bit longer, but you know what that means? That means that the success in itself may be that much greater, but not if we're chipping away at ourselves along the way. By the time we get to our success, we don't want to be, a shadow of ourselves. We want to maintain who we are, what we are, our dreams, our goals, our passions, our vibrance, right? Our outlook on life cannot become defeatist. We cannot become stingy. We cannot become spiteful. We cannot become cynical, right? Or we won't be able to even enjoy the success that we've worked so hard for. So as you go towards success, guys, make sure that you're maintaining your mental health about this. Don't let these passions and don't let success undermine your mental health. And this is why it's so important to be grounded in yourself and who you are as a human being, to know who you are, to know whose you are, as you say, Mom, and let that give you the strength to continue to press and press on some more. And that's all I have. Over to you, Mom.
Brandon, you said something that I will spend a bit more time on today. Attachments, right?
Hmm.
And not just attachments as it relates to people, but you guys do some outside of just being determined to press on today and going forward, but learn about your attachment styles, right? The things that you are attached to. Try to do some understanding, get some understanding about that. And I put a few things out there. I will also put a link, drop a link on the actual page after the show or this particular show about that. And I put just a few out there. You guys go back and read them, or just take a look at that today. Because what I think you'll find is many times we're attached to even the experience of it. Because as I say, we all have trauma, but in most cases, the experience, we keep living it, feeling it, thinking it, And then you find yourself so caught up in it, but it's not happening, right? This thing with me being all in my emotions, it's making me look at myself deeper. Like, where is this coming from? And in a sense that I thought I was free from this space and place. Like, why? Why? And so another thing, as we talk about attachments, I think, Brandon, it struck something in me because I started to realize the more people grow, including myself, the less attached they start to be to things. It's like the kid with the blanket. I got to take my blanket with me. I need it. I need it. I need it. Adults, sometimes we have these attachments to these things and we want to stay there, or we decide to stay there. I'll say that we decide to. One of the, and then we'll get out of here, Brandon. Um, the avoidant attachment style, emotionally distant, reluctant to depend on others. This style can develop when a child's emotional needs are not met, even though their basic needs for food and protection are. So think about that. Your emotional needs, were they met as a child? Or do you feel like they were? Right? And for parents who are raising children, meet meet the emotional need of your children. Needs, because they have them. They have them. Sometimes we try to get them to act like adults or hold them accountable for things that the adults in our lives are not doing, right? There's this secure attachment. Feel comfortable with intimacy and closeness, a high sense of self-worth. They also expect others to be accepting and responsive. Anxious, and then we'll leave and you guys can go read them, the rest of them yourself. Anxious style. Crave closeness but fear rejection or abandonment. May be clingy, jealous, or overly dependent on their partners. And I'll say anything else, people, life. This style can develop when caregivers are inconsistent or intrusive, right? Caregivers meaning their parents or whomever is raising them, right? So y'all go look and think about this as it relates to your life. And then try to determine, what things do I feel I'm attached to? Who do I feel I'm attached to? And then why? Right? Because somewhere, and you may think, what does this have to do with pressing on? Somewhere, somewhere in the pressing on, it often can hinder you, will hinder you. And sometimes you don't even know why you're afraid of success, why you are afraid of love, why you are attached to this thing or this person in such a way, right? So press on today, y'all. Brandon, let's get out of here. Unless you have something else. I'll read the comments because I think we missed some.
Okay.
Um, and then we'll get on out of here. Let's see here. Big Mike came in and said, good morning, everyone. Monique said, good morning, everyone. I asked the question, or are you pressing on? And then I put out there the attachment styles. Latasha says, good morning. And I think that is it. That is it.
All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for joining us this beautiful morning. It looks like it's a little rainy, a little cloudy here in Memphis, but hopefully where you are, maybe it's a little sun. But I like the rain. The plants need it. It's a good day to think and ponder. I will be doing some traveling. I hope you guys, if you're doing anything like that on your way to work, I hope you all are safe and that God brings you guys back the same way you left, or better than you left. How about that? Because you pressed on. So today's title on this December the 8th was Press On. And our quote of the day came from Willie Davis, the NFL Hall of Famer and entrepreneur, who said, the road to success runs uphill. Uphill. It ain't easy. And our affirmation and motivation for the day is, persistence is my passage to reaching my goals. I will press on. I will persist. Excuse me. I said press on. Persistence is my passage to reaching my goals. I will persist. So y'all, thank y'all so much. Have an enjoyable day. Please go to our YouTube channel, like this video, subscribe to the channel, add to the comments, and send it to somebody. Share these with someone. Pick your favorite show. I know you remember it, and send it to someone who needs to hear it. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you feed those ducks on the way out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace.
Yeah.